All right, everyone, welcome to episode 106 of the 580 show. Just myself and Dante today. No one else wanted to show up on the during the holiday season, but
Yeah, it's bad weather outside, so they didn't want to. They couldn't make the drive.
but I was picturing this episode kind of being 2022 year in review. So obviously this is our 52nd episode of the year. We do one every Sunday at 7 p.m. So I kind of want to highlight some stuff from this year. I mean, let's talk a little bit what's going on in strongman real quick. America's Strongest Man was last weekend. We talked about it quickly the
Hmm.
first couple events because we filmed on I think a Friday night last week, so we saw like the first two, didn't we?
Yeah, the first day.
Dude, I feel like it's not talked about enough, but 92 it's either 92 or 96,000 in prize payout, and that has already been paid out to the athletes.
Yeah,
Like
that's impressive.
that's pretty damn good. Like I feel like a lot of organizations and a lot of certain shows get a lot of credit, and America's Strongest Man kind of just quietly came in and just paid out $100,000. Like that's pretty enormous.
Do you remember what
So,
the payout was for the 105 show?
the America's Strongest Man 105, I
Yeah,
think 10 grand.
yeah, it wasn't that bad either.
No, I can tell you right now, actually. That's actually a great point because that 92 or 96,000 is paid out without the 105 men.
Yeah,
That's a great point. So, let me tell you right now because I'm pulling it up. It was that picture doesn't show it. I thought it would. I don't know. I don't know. But whatever they got paid out, I don't know how the payout worked too because Strength Collective was helping it,
hmm,
but yeah, this weekend, America's Strongest Man, 92 or 96,000. Anyone that had issues with the live stream, it actually came out today that it had been refunded. So,
I still have yet to get the email.
oh really? It
Yeah,
it didn't come from Strongman Corp. It came from the people
Muscle
that
and
were getting it.
Fitness.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm sure they're sending out individuals like they're sending emails out to everybody, so I'm sure it will come
yeah.
to everybody in time.
But that's cool. I mean, they did a live stream. It wasn't great. I mean, it was $15. Like if I wouldn't have got refund, I would have been fine because I was able to still kind of follow along. Especially the second day, I could follow along pretty much everything. Just had to just refresh every time. It was annoying, but
Yeah, it was annoying, but it was watchable.
yeah. But I mean, props to them for refunding. That's awesome. I mean, anything stick out to you? America's Strongest Man and Woman. I mean, Bobby Thompson put on a hell of a show.
I know a lot of
Um,
people were fighting through injuries, so
yeah,
that was still good. The people were still trying to just compete.
Tyler Cotton coming second place, beating out Trey Mitchell.
Dude, he's a freak.
To me, going into it, Trey Mitchell was the favorite.
I agree.
Like to me,
I
I
thought it
was
was going to be
rooting.
Trey or Bobby.
Yeah, I was rooting for Bobby because I wanted, like, I don't know. This is a stacked America's Strongest Man. Bobby really showed that he can be a well-rounded guy. And when he came out for the log press, you could tell. I actually texted you and Frawley, the guy that used to be on this podcast. I texted him that it looked like Bobby lost weight,
Yeah, he was
and
skinny. He was skinny fat.
but it looked like it's like Brian Shaw when he used to be really big. He said that he adapted to more modern strongman by losing weight so he could be faster on moving events and stuff.
And he's working with Big Laws, he said now, so that's probably Big Laws knows what he's talking about with the transitions and everything. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So good performance. Victoria Long just, I mean, for the women, just stole the show as far as I was concerned. The open women. Uh
yeah, dude,
Nadia
pretty sure.
won
No,
the
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Victoria could have got the 400-pound bag if she had to.
dude. That was incredible. That was incredible. What did she end with? 350 or 370? 350, I think.
I thought it was 340.
Three something like that. But mid threes sandbag, and she just like manhandled it, tossed it over easy. Yeah, I mean, not crazy much to add, but I mean, you have anything else that sticks out from America's Strongest Man? No log record. Obviously, I think that was the one thing that they thought might fall this weekend, but
Yeah, there's no reason to.
yeah, you could see like Bobby Thompson is a truly high level guy by the way he conducted himself. Like I think a lot of people like us that are amateurs, can rewatch America's Strongest Man, and or if you watched it already, and take notes from Bobby, right?
Mhm.
Because he could have gone for the heavier log. You go up and see, he talks to the judges and he doesn't need to take it, you know?
Mhm.
And on that sandbag at the end, he got that last sandbag that he needed, and he's like, I'm not going up anymore because he didn't need to.
Mhm.
So that's like Bobby's that's him being a veteran and kind of play, really playing the game the way he needed to. So well deserved win to Bobby, and all the super heavyweight guys put on a freaking show. The Masters, everyone put on a good show. So the events looked good. The power stairs looked awesome, I thought.
Hopefully that's the setup we use at the Arnold.
I think, I think so. I tell you what, though, dude, you watch that and you're like, those poor volunteers, man. Like
Hmm.
Brian Benet, who was one of our head judges at Battle at the Bridge, he was resetting the women's and men's sandbags by himself the whole time. And like it was like like a 370 bag for the men. And he's going up and trying to reposition. And the guys are like, I want it a little bit that way. And that poor dude, I was messaging him after. I was like, yeah, we all were watching it from home. I was
That
feeling
that
bad.
just goes to show how much people actually care about the sport too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you're
mean,
willing
dude,
you're willing to just reset a 370-pound bag like what, like 10 times, and then you go up to the next
and the
weight, and
390, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, then dude, like the power stairs, that was the whole weekend for all the classes. And dude, resetting that,
yeah, those
like,
look, the camera doesn't do it justice. It looks really high on the camera.
dude, I wonder how high that is. But I mean, well, you get how many
Was
steps
it
were there?
four?
Five, four,
Four?
five.
I think it's four.
If there's four times 18 inches, however tall that is, a foot and a half step, and you have the base step.
72 inches, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, shit, it adds up quickly. But they look cool. But nothing else really for me for America's Strongest Man, unless you have anything. Was there anything
No,
else that went on in Strongman? I guess
I don't think so.
everyone else is kind of everyone else is kind of it's going to be starting to prep for the Arnold, you
Yeah,
know.
Arnold's coming up. That Clash in Jersey's coming up. There's the one in, was it
Uh
Nashville
yeah,
or something?
Nashville and Music City Strongman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of big shows coming up here in the future.
So,
Um but
but for
yeah,
for us, I think 580, the Arnold's like the first show. Then we got a couple shows in the end of March too.
right. So yeah. Uh but I mean the whole purpose of this episode, hopping on real quick. Obviously, we're dropping on Christmas. I understand if people aren't listening on Christmas, but whenever you're listening to this, but we had a hell of a year in 2022. The podcast, Spotify, because the where we upload our pods is on Anchor, and it gave me like that Spotify wrapped
Hmm.
whatever, but for our pod, and it was really really cool to see our analytics. Like we were in like the top 2.5% of all downloaded podcasts. We made it into 17 new countries this year where we were downloaded. Um, our podcast grew like 120% or something in 2022. So really cool to just see, that people are actually listening, and it was awesome. So
I mean, I knew we'd grow like one day, but like we're growing a lot faster than I thought we'd start growing. So
yeah, I mean, it is what it is for our little niche thing, and we have fun every week and talk. And some episodes get a lot of downloads, and some episodes get our average amount. You know what I mean? And it
it
is what it
says,
is.
I have the wrapped up right now. It says we've created 1,825 minutes of new content. That's
Mm-hmm.
more than 97% of other creators in the health and fitness category.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we're putting out almost an hour episode every single week.
Yep.
I mean, if you're new to the episode, we talk about it all the time, but we haven't missed an episode 106 straight weeks now.
Hmm.
And like it's like, dude, we're recording this on December 23rd. About to be Christmas Eve tomorrow. Like we find a way to get it done no matter what. And that's like what I'm proud of. And it's fun to come on and just BS. But I want to ask you, Dante. So our next episode is 2023. What are your goals for we'll talk about individuals as we go, but what are your goals for the pod for 2023? You have anything specific? I mean, it doesn't have to
Um,
be like actual numerical, but like, is there stuff that you want to talk about or stuff that you want to do? Um,
I would like to do some more in-person ones if we can. I think those are fun and people like watching in-person ones, especially on the YouTube. just because you can, us like on Zoom, it's pretty fun and everything, but like in person, you can tell and more and people are going to talk and you can like interact better.
I
So
agree. That's a
if
great
we can
point.
knock out a few of those, I mean, statistically, those ones have been some of our better episodes.
Yeah. I think I think there's something to like doing it in person too, because you get your real reaction, right? Like
That's what I want. Yeah.
you can't punch me in the face over Zoom. You know what I mean? Like if I piss you off on an episode, but like if we're in person, you get more of a real reaction. And even though like it works for us because we know each other so well, like
Hmm.
Frawley and if Riley's on or whoever. But when we interview people, it's a little bit of that delay,
Hmm.
because you don't know. I can almost anticipate when you're gonna, because we've done 106 of these together, so we get away with it. But still, in person is just like money. It's awesome.
I
So
mean,
maybe,
we did it in the freaking Newark airport.
yeah,
That was,
probably was a little pissed at me, huh?
yeah, but we did
But
it.
yeah, maybe a little 580 studio in 2023. We've talked about it. I would like to do one a month at least in person, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's doable. Or even like every month and a half or something. But
Yeah,
it's doable.
for sure.
I think that's a good goal to have.
For sure. Um, for me, I want to talk a little bit more about the training side of things and like from the feedback I've talked to people recently and like some of our viewers, listeners talk about like they wish we would talk more about like the actual like X's and O of strongman and training in general, like not just our training, but like science behind training, more of the dorky stuff that like so I would like a little bit more of a balance of like, we BS a lot and but talk more of the training side, why we do stuff, kind of like what we did in our earlier episodes when we were trying to find, but just
I
have a
think,
little bit
yeah,
more of a balance.
I think we should bring back the questions more often too.
Yeah, I agree. I
Because
agree.
sometimes when you get like new listeners or something and they don't like know us, like that's how like they get a chance to like actually interact and kind of get a feel for us.
Yeah. But talk about that. And I want to have some new guests on and bring on
Hmm.
some old guests too. But um we don't do guests every week, but we usually have about a guest a month, typically, and we
Hmm.
don't really force them just when stuff's going on in strongman. There's some people I would like to talk to, specifically in the strongman community this year. So put together a list and start getting some people booked.
Yeah,
Uh,
usually what I've noticed with our guests is like we've had interactions with them before, and like it kind
yeah,
of just like naturally occurs. We don't just like send them a DM like, "Hey, we're so and so from the 580 show." Like they've never heard of us. So
yeah,
like all of our guests, we know them, and
yeah,
we
which
already
is
have so
good.
much of a relationship. So it's not like a sit down like, "Why'd you start strong, man? How'd you do this?" So
Yeah, I don't have any interest in that really. But I like having smart guests on to maybe answer some questions like about things that we don't always touch on and maybe give us different perspectives on stuff too, and be a
yeah,
voice against us. Um, but if you I actually have our guest list from 2022, um, right in chronological order from January of 2022 to now. Guess how many guests we had if you had to, Dante?
16.
15. That was
Dang,
good. Well, actually, you're right because I counted Hossware as one. Yeah, you're actually right.
Jake and Ross, let's go.
You're actually right. So in order, this is a great guest list for this year, and this is like we had other guests in 2021 too. But if you want to go back and listen to some semi-recent ones within the last year, you want to hear a guest or something. We have some really impressive names on here. Andrew Hanus, national champion, podium at OSG, one of the best lightweight strongmen in the world. Cody Abel, one of the best lightweight strongmen as well. Um, Dion Masters, owner, CEO of Strongman Corporation. Anthony Furman, obviously. Long list of accomplishments in the sport. One of the owners of Clash. Nick Hine, one of the best 105s. Andrew Clayton, the best 105. CJ Kraus, American deadlift record holder, one of the best 80-kilo guys. My mom,
Yeah,
Mother's Day episode. CJ Pierce, won Clash of the 90s, one of, if not probably the best 90-kilo. Um, Tyler Purdue, who is a part owner of Clash, my wife for our wedding episode, Ralph Avalon running the Ragnarok games, Cam Peters, one of the top 90-kilo guys in the world, and then Jake and Ross from Hossware. So that was our guest list for this year.
there we
So
go. That's a
Yeah,
good that's a good lineup.
that is a great lineup. And then obviously, me, you, and Frawley are the regulars. We had Riley on some, I'm sure. We had some other people from the gym on some as well, too. So it's crazy. It's crazy to look back at 2022 and see, the people we've gotten to talk to and just some of the conversations we would have. Um, what I want to do for next year for our best of, and this is a year away, obviously, I want to pick best of moments and put it all into an episode. Instead of
Yeah.
us actually recording an episode, have a best of episode.
Yeah, we gotta keep track of this stuff because going back and re-listening to episodes is
Oh,
pain
dude.
sometimes. So that's the big goal too. Like as we
Yeah, maybe
go,
gold
like
star some stuff.
yeah, and definitely I think promotion would be better. We used to like put clips up and stuff. We don't do that
Yeah,
too much anymore. I think that'll be good. So as we edit the episodes, I can take clips out and we can
yeah,
repost because people like to see what they before they listen sometimes.
right.
They like to taste the water a little bit.
Yeah. And then, moving on from the pod, but 580 barbell in general in 2022, horsepower started, the very end of 2021. So basically started in 2022. And it started with just one flavor. We had no idea what we were going to do. And now we have three flavors. We're working on more products now. We've been in about, I think we have orders in almost 40 of the continental US states already. And um, it just means a lot to see it in different states and different gyms and stuff like that because I didn't know really what was going to happen with it. So hopefully 2023 grows as much as it did in 2022, just our supplement line. And I appreciate everyone that's ordered it. It means a lot. Our gym hosted two strongman comps, Northeast Regionals, Battle at the Bridge 1 and Polar Express. And they were both a very big success as far as in my eyes. Um, and yeah, I mean, is there anything else in 580 that I mean, there's so much you could talk about. There's so many people that I'm proud of. You, we'll talk about you. We'll talk about our individual stuff in a second. But as far as 580 as a whole, it's crazy to see just the gym alone, the transformation in the last year. Like if you
Mhm.
would have stepped in the gym, um, on December 23rd, 2021, and then step in December 23rd, 2022, it was a huge transformation of just the whole gym. So
Yeah, dude, I was looking through like the old clips. I was cleaning out space on my hard drive, my computer, and I was looking back on the old clips and we had like the curtain up and like barely anything in there and doing
crazy.
farmers runs and sled pulls and axle presses. And now you see like current training footage, like comparisons. It's like, is this even the same place? Like, it's just crazy how it developed.
Right. So we'll see where, 2023 takes us. I'm just, you know, hoping it stays in the same direction it was in 2022. And I just can't thank everyone enough that's played a part in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, individually wise, Dante, you want to talk a little bit about like your 2022 as a strongman competitor?
2022, as a competitor, right now, the only thing I'm really focusing on is the Arnold. I'm not signing up for any shows until it's done. I want to just focus on the one thing. It's going to be one of the hardest shows. It's going to be way harder than the Nationals was. I know that for a fact, but I'm very confident that this will be my best prep yet. And I'd like to place the top half of the Arnold. That's my goal.
That's a
I
good
don't really,
goal.
I don't know what I'm really walking into. If it's true that we're doing four events on one day, that wouldn't be too bad either. But I'll be prepared for anything. So
Yeah, I
as a
mean,
competitor, that's currently my only goal. You can ask me again after the Arnold.
but
We'll
how do
figure it
you
out.
how do you feel that your 2022 went?
Oh, for 2022, I think it went pretty well. I developed as a 231 athlete. I've made weight every single contest. At the end of 2021, and I stepped on that scale and I was like 275, and I was like, damn, I got to get to 231 in March. But I lost like 46 plus pounds in 3 months, and I did it, and I've been stuck ever since. I guess I like pain. I like suffering and sweating
Yeah.
out all my weight. But
I think
I,
you had a incredible 2022 as a strongman competitor. Like we went to nationals. That was the last thing we really did. I mean, we did like small show, but this is the last thing we really did in 2021. We went to nationals, and you came in I think dead last
yep,
in your like subcategory
subclass,
before they
subclass.
changed it, and I think you were able to learn so much there. And you're like, I fit more into a 231, like your
I
body
was the
type, and
yeah, I was the lightest heavyweight there. I'm pretty sure. Even
yeah.
even in the subclass.
Right. And then you come out into 2022, you qualify for regionals. Well, you didn't have to qualify for regionals, but did regionals.
I did Dutch. I got
You
third
did
place.
yeah, you did PA Dutch as your first show as a 231.
Hmm.
And then June comes around and you were in a pretty difficult class in regionals and you won and you got your Arnold bid.
Yep.
Went to nationals and you did huge improvement in nationals, 15th in one of the hardest classes. So I mean, you had a really good year. Don't sell yourself short.
No,
And
I'm not selling myself
no,
short.
I know.
I'm just
But
hard on
now,
myself still because I just know I could do better and I will do better. So that's my main goal, just keep getting better.
yeah, we have an awesome crew of 580. Everyone's gonna keep pushing us, and
And it keeps growing too.
more and more people keep coming into obviously the gym, but even just on a smaller side, more people getting into strongman. So that's awesome.
Hmm.
So we're gonna host two more shows again in two more sanctioned comps. We're gonna have Battle at the Bridge and Polar Express 2, both in 2023. And we're gonna have a little show that you know about, but we haven't announced yet. We'll announce it when the time comes, sometime
It'll be
this
a
year.
fun show.
It's gonna be awesome. I think we can get a lot of people there, honestly.
Hmm.
I really do. But it's gonna be fun. It's not gonna be a full strongman comp. It's gonna be, you guys will hear about it shortly on the pod. But myself, 2022, reflecting back, it's crazy. So this year, as a strongman competitor, started off absolutely horrible for me. Um, I went to Jersey in middle of February, I think, to attempt the American deadlift record. If you haven't been following us that long, I went to attempt the American deadlift record. I was very confident that it was in my wheelhouse to pull, but I went, I got hurt in the warm up room, and I got hurt pretty bad. And I thought I did. I mean, I couldn't. It was one of the worst low back injuries I've ever had. I basically took like 16 weeks to kind of recover, feel better. But then I end on like the highest note of my I it's crazy to look back, and I won Strongman Corp Nationals. And
Hmm.
it's like something I would have never pictured that was even in the cards. And if you would have talked to me in end of February this year, I would have guessed that I didn't even do a show this year. So I went from, the lowest mental place I've been in a long time in training, genuinely, like where I was very bummed out. I was in a bad place. I was watching all my friends train heavy in the gym and train strongman and peak for shows. I'm lucky I had a good coach in Clayton. I'm even more lucky that I have a great support system with my family and all my training partners. You know, all you guys pushing me and motivating me to get back as fast as I did. So then I did the qualifier and then I did nationals and I won nationals and I just ended. It's just the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs, truthfully. And like you said, now for 2023, I'm just focused on the Arnold. The Arnold's gonna be by far the hardest show I've ever done, and that's good. Just a
It's gonna be
new,
it's gonna be a good time.
yeah, it's gonna be great. So that's what I got to say about this year, and I'm
Yep.
sure Frawley can reflect on it a lot too. It's his first full year doing strongman, and he's obviously had an awesome year too.
I mean,
But
I think everyone's like I said, everyone's been on the up and up pretty much. Everyone's hitting PRs. Like I'm almost back to as strong as I was when I was 280. And
right,
so, I mean, I might be stronger, but you never know. I just hit a 700-pound
stronger
deadlift
at
and it was
some
pretty
things,
smooth. Yeah.
yeah,
It's just
but
all adapting to the new body for me pretty much.
right, but that's really all I got to say about 2022. I'm just thankful that
Yeah.
everyone that listened to the pod. I'm so thankful for you guys, everyone that supported 580, whether you bought a tub of pre-workout, you've dropped in for a workout, bought a t-shirt, whatever it is. Just clicking on this, commenting on the YouTube video, liking the video, it goes a really long way. And we really do appreciate it so much. We've done, I guess if you want to talk a little bit more about 2022 too, Dante, we've filmed the YouTube really kicked off in 2022.
Hmm.
We started the push for it in 21, but we've done some fun stuff on the YouTube this year. We've done an eating challenge. You can go watch where we all compete against each other for $100 to see who can eat the most in a day.
That was bad.
That was really bad. So go watch that. That's our longest video for sure. We put out awesome content like the vlogs, like if you want to see us at a competition, stuff like that. We did our first live stream just a couple weeks ago. Dante did really, um but yeah, we're gonna just keep pushing in 23. appreciate everyone that consumes our content, like I said, and I guess we'll see you guys all in 2023 for episode 107.
Yes.
So
See you guys.
thanks, guys.